Hey, Mr. Bogan, how you going? I did some work on the Pentium 2. I really only was checking the caps. I removed a couple of caps and put them on the ESR meter. And they measured fine. In fact, the capacitance is greater than what they are rated for. So they're 1,000 microfarad caps, and they were reading 1150 microfarads. So they've actually gained capacitance. I don't think it's going to have too much. Oh, I'm good, thanks. Yeah. And so I thought, while I was there, I'll have a visual inspection of the board, close visual inspection, and I found a problem. If you have a look on the Discord, on the Retro Computing channel, if you just scroll up a bit, you'll see the before and, well, you'll see the before photo and the sort of partly cleaned up. Oh, you saw those? Yeah. I've done the best I can with what I've got. I don't have the right wire to actually fix this properly. I managed to do it after a lot of faffing about, and it's a real manky job, but it's reversible, and so once I get the correct type of wire, I can make nice little jumpers. Yeah. The thing is I'm worried if I breathe on it, the wires might just pop off, because I was needing to be so quick with the soldering iron to get the connection made, because I didn't want to heat adjacent bits, because everything's so fine and so close. It's almost sort of microscope work, and I put the fine tip on my soldering iron, and that's a lot better. I normally use sort of a chisel tip for to sort of maintain a little bit of heat, and so I put the fine tip on, and it's basically just the wire that I'm using is crap. It's not made for the job, so I sort of had to manky it up. It's like, so it'd be interesting to see whether this board starts behaving itself. You can see the botch job. It's not really a botch. It is sort of, it's manky. It's there's 3 broken traces. All 3 of them are connected to their destination, or continuity between them. So, and there's no shorts. The first attempt I had at doing this, I was so close, but 2 of the wires were shorting, and I had to lift the whole lot again and start from scratch, and oh man, it was a pain. I spent probably a couple of hours on it, but that's, yeah, so I've had a few good tips from Evil C and Certified and whatnot about what sort of wire I can use. I can apparently just grab like inductors off old boards, scrap boards, which I've got, and just use inductors, or the wire on the inductors, just pull the wire off that and use that. It's got a coating on it, the inductor wire. It's got a very fine coating on it, and that was part of the problem I was having with the wire that I was using, is the insulation was too thick, too fat, so I couldn't get the wire easily to lie nice and flat along the trace. So yeah, got there in the end. I mean, the board's not worth dicking around with for too long, but I actually just put it down to a learning experience and a little bit of practice of soldering and what I actually need to achieve the job. And as I say, the biggest requirement for me at the moment is that wire. And I think if I had that wire, I could do not such a botch manky job. So I thought I'll give it a go. We'll see what happens. If it's a no-go, well then potentially there are other issues, right? So not sure whether those three traces I think are bloody important. I mean they lead towards the PCI slots, and there's a chip there which I'm not exactly sure what that chip is responsible for, but I think it's quite important. It's a wind bond chip. That one there. I'd have to have a look at the board layout, but I suspect it's some logic for the I/O, you know, like it's close to AGP, PCI. There's your main chipset way up over here. Whereas the one in question is down here. So pin 1, well, is it pin 1? No, the pin in that on that right hand, you can see where that white wire is going to it. Hey, Cassie. I/O chip. Haha, you remember this board had issues with the PS2, right? So that pin on the lower right there was that trace was disconnected. So let's call that pin 1. I'm not sure of the orientation. I think pin 1 might be over here somewhere. But anyway, let's say pin 1, 2 and 3 were affected. So I'm wondering if, as long as I don't breathe on that, because honestly those solder joints are so just hanging in there, because as I say, I needed to be real quick because it's so fine. You put the soldering iron anywhere near to solder down one of the wires, and the adjacent wire is so close that you can inadvertently desolder what you've already soldered, and just turns into chasing your tail and pain in the butt. So, but let's see how we go. And that would explain, I mean, that, yeah, definitely a smoking gun, eh? That PS2 mouse was causing major problems. And it wasn't until I disconnected the PS2 mouse that I could get it to behave. Well, to a point, right? And then it was, you know, when I plugged in the bloody PCI NIC, that it would blue screen. So this will be interesting. If it doesn't work, I'm not overly concerned. I was actually considering not even attempting the repair, just because, you know, it's an LX, it's Pentium 2. I've got another one of these. I'm not overly concerned about not having this is a functioning machine. Yeah, I'll fire it up pre-NIC, as you say. That's a good idea, and then shove the NIC in it later and see what happens. Now I'm just going to be very gentle around this area. I don't want to bump. I almost don't want to breathe on it because seriously it's just so precarious. It looks manky, but it's actually reversible, so if I just desolder those wires I'll be back square one, and then I can just, you know, try and do it properly with the proper type cable, and that should be enough to get us going, I think. But if this, and I've checked it with my multimeter that I don't have anything shorted, and that all three of those connections are making contact with between the, so there's a via one side of the brake. There's 3 vias for the 3 traces. There's 3 vias one side, and then there's the connections to the legs on those chips on the other. And so I've buzzed them out and they're all connecting and there's no shorts. So we will see. And if it plays up now, I'm just going to give up on it, because there could be other issues. I'll tell you what, it definitely pays to have a good close visual inspection. I think that's actually one of the first things they teach you when you know, in electronics repair, is the old visual. Right. What have we got? We got CPU. We've got RAM, graphics card, CMOS battery, hard drive. Should be enough to get us going, right? Wait for it. Magic smoke. Anyone? Yeah. Or did I completely screw up? Oh, got signal. It's alive. Use your eyes. It's important. Yeah. Do you want me to do spud cam like the old days? Oh, I didn't plug the bloody... I'm not going to plug the PS2 mouse in at this stage. Because last time that caused all sorts of havoc. Keyboard. Serial mouse is what I used last time, because we can. What com's that one? Is that the right one? Oh, we'll soon find out. Can't remember which COM port I used. Oh, g'day Mr. C, how are you? Did you see my lovely Professional. Now this is normal because I actually did take the CMOS battery out of this one. So it's really just to temporary measure, just see whether this thing's got any other issues. I've got Windows 98 first edition on here. Yeah, it's always been working. Well, the history of this one was I had all sorts of problems. Couldn't install Windows with it. Not sure if you saw that. You got to a point early on in the install you couldn't hit next. The mouse would lock up, and you couldn't tab through with your keyboard or anything like that, and it just went out. Anyway, long story short, it turned out that it was a PS2 mouse. If I had a PS2 mouse plugged in, I removed the PS2 mouse from the equation, put in a serial mouse, and away she went. I got Windows installed, happy as Larry, and then put a network card in, and it would blue screen. I tried 3 different network cards. I tried like 2 power supplies, 2 lots of RAM, 2 CPUs, you know. So today I removed 2 of the caps, one near the CPU, and there's another one near sort of perpendicular to the CPU, and both of them tested fine on the ESR meter. Absolutely. In fact, they had more capacitance, slightly more capacitance than what they did when they were new. So yeah, it's just and so while I was doing that, I thought I'll visually inspect the board, and bingo, I found that crustiness. Man, it's really fine. Those traces are so close together. Oh, jeez. It's like a couple of hours of work just to get, and I'm really only have done what I can with what I've got. With that wire's just no good. It's just no good. But if this fails today, I'm just not going to bother. Yeah, man, that's super fine. Super, super fine. It's almost at the point where it's microscope material, really. I could see that things were possibly bridged, but and I've got like a magnifying headset, and that's interesting. Oh, it's finding that. And you could sort of see that it's possibly bridged, but I've got multimeter probes, real sharp ones, and I was actually probing the via between the via and the pin on the quad flat pack. There's definitely 3 broken traces there, and so had an attempt at bridging. So one of the traces was just a very narrow gap, and I bridged it with solder. And then I got 2 of the other connectors done, so I had all 3 done, but there was a short. And it was underneath, you know, and so I'd take all the jumper links off, and oh man, I had several attempts at it. Okay, so running fine. Let's try the NIC, eh? What do you reckon? Oh, okay. Yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah, this will tell me. And then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to plug in the PS2 mouse, because I'm feeling sadistic. just don't want to breathe on that area. Boom. Go, go, gadget. Here we go. Yeah, one at a time. I don't want to go doing several things at once with this the way it was, for sure. That's not right though. Yeah, but I don't think it's picked up the driver. It seemed to be when it was doing driver stuff, wasn't it? Actually, let's just see. I think I've got it in the wrong serial port. I'm trying to remember which serial port I plugged it into the other day. So it might have been, there's a serial port over here. Could be that one. I'll swap it back if it carries on being a pain. But I kind of thought that Nick might have auto-detected, but maybe that was auto-detecting in the second edition, was it? The other day. So it didn't really give first edition that much of a bash, did I? Well, I did. It was blue screening the Nick, wasn't it? Even on first edition. And then I went to second edition. I think second edition's a bit better for auto-detecting hardware and whatnot, isn't it? So really, yeah, the only reason I persevered with this board was for repairing experience. Otherwise, she would have been parts donor. It didn't find a nick. Oh, see, it's not actually picking the nick up back here, is it? At this point, I've got the IDE controller, the serial bus controller, and the display. I wonder if I try a different port. The light's flashing on the nick. Okay, the link light comes on for quite some time sometimes, and then just flashes a little bit off and on. It's hey, certified. Yep, so I managed to bridge all 3 damaged wires, and they're not shorting. So, traces, sorry. So, on one side of the break of the 3 traces, so you've got 3 traces. On one side, you've got the wires, and then the other side, you've got the quad flat pack. And so I've just bridged between the 3 that were broken, and I was measuring from the wires with the multimeter to the pin on the quad flat pack, and they were all making continuity with no shorts. This is the exact problem that I was having before. The damage is just on the other side of this nick down in here. So tested continuity and tested no shorts, and it was all looking good. So I thought I'll just put it in. Yeah, there is another dodgy looking one, but it does actually have continuity. But that probably need fixing at some stage. You know, like if I actually, the whole reason I've persevered with it was just for practice. I don't need this board. It's no big deal if it doesn't work out. And the reason I wanted to crank it up tonight was just to check, see how it's going, and if it's because you know there could be other issues, and I don't want to sort of invest too much time farting around with an old Pentium 2 board that I don't need specifically. You know, I've got Pentium 2 boards. It's no big deal, but sort of put it down to a bit of a learning experience in a way. That's why I'm persevering. But it's not looking promising. I guess so. In that case, I probably need to test the wire on the backside, or trace where the wire heads off on the back side of the board, although that could be a 4-layer board, couldn't it? Oh, I've got a network controller now. Ooh. This is the issue. Yeah. The other thing is that this could be a balked install. I don't know. Do I really want to go through another installation of Windows 98? But that did actually pick up the network controller that time. Not very high. I don't. No, I'm not going to pursue it too much further. Could it be a balked install? I don't know. But see, just the fact that it's picking up the network controller here. Yeah. Yes, correct, correct. Curiosity gets the better of me sometimes, and I just like to pursue things, a little bit and see if I can get to the bottom of things. But it's just a Pentium 2 board. If it was a fancy Amiga board or something like that, or a Pentium Pro board, or something, I would probably put the effort in. But IRQ5 for that network controller. Let's see what safe mode does. Kind of tempted to reinstall Windows again, but that could be just a complete bloody waste of time, and I've done enough of that on stream already with this machine. Let's see what happens. We'll boot normally, see what happens here. Oh, I'm not holding my breath on this one, I tell you. Put money on it's going to blue screen. Do I try a different NIC? I mean, it's a real tech. It shouldn't blue screen a computer. I mean, I've used it in other computers and it's fine. So I can't imagine it's faulty NIC. But what will sit in the back of my mind probably for a long time will be, maybe this install's no good. And should I have reinstalled Windows? And because you saw all the hassle, all the blue screening and all that before I'd actually fixed, there could be other issues. And as Certified says, there is one more dodgy looking via, trace there leading to a via that's looking a bit dodgy. So yeah, I don't know. I don't even have the optical drive plugged in. That might help. I've also got that Core 2 Duo that's locking up, like you saw that last night, eh? Just locked up in the middle of playing Half-Life 2. That board has dodgy caps though, that Core 2 Duo, like visibly dodgy caps. So that will be on the hit list. probably could just, can I dull tree all this except, oh hang on, I want the windows, I'll just do this. Yeah. I'm fairly sure I've fixed the 3 bad vias, the traces, sorry, and there's a question mark over one of the vias in that vicinity. But and there's a question mark over this install, and there's a question mark over, is there another problem with the board? But to really be 100% sure, I just want to reinstall Windows clean, and I'll leave the NIC in it, and when it does the add hardware, yeah, there's a few unknowns, so if it fails on the add hardware during this install, I think I will just call it. Can I del tree Windows here? Path. What will it be? C Windows command, is it? It's not something you want to see on your daily driver, is it? Oh, you're still struggling with this SharePoint? Have you made any progress? So it was something to do with the linking, you were saying, was it? SharePoint. Yeah, that's a good point. I probably should have deleted the program files. I can rename them though, can I? Not that that really matters, that everything will just get overwritten in there. Oh, that's not overly quick. Okay. Normally I would copy this into the cabs. So I wonder if I should do that actually. Geez, I haven't installed an on-prem SharePoint in a hell of a long time. It is all wizard based though, isn't it? So yeah. What version of SharePoint and what server are you running it on? Oh yeah. Yep, cool. Yep. 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 I just pay for subscription. It's cheap as chips. So I have SharePoint. I don't pay for any Office licenses as such. I have SharePoint with, I can't remember how much storage it is for the business. And I have an Exchange Online license. Right, yeah. How you going, Mev? Battling with this bloody thing. I'm just ruling out that it's not a bought Windows install from all the previous crap that was going on with this machine. I'm not convinced about this board. The repair is holding, but yeah. Yep, that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm paying for Office 365. I don't actually buy the Office apps. I don't use them. Got the OneDrive syncing, and yeah, it works pretty well. Yeah, I don't think they're going to trawl through any of my stuff. It's all pretty boring shit, I tell you. It's like service documentation. So service manuals, parts manuals, customer data is not really, there's not much customer data on there. That's in my accounting system. Oh yeah, jeez. Really? But how do they know that you don't, that it's not, you don't own the CDs or whatever, you know? Yeah, I've put all sorts, I have all sorts of crap. I store my personal, like all the stuff on my PC, retro PC stuff, I put it all into the OneDrive. Yeah, yeah. I guess it's just wrong place at the wrong time, is it? I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to go typical. If this, yeah, if this works, it works. I'll go and add stuff later. Blah blah blah. Yeah. Remove the disk and click OK. That's just the floppy. Yeah, some of that stuff can be quite frustrating when you can't just talk to someone, eh? And they, yeah, I mean, I guess they don't want to have to prove that you own the music. I think the law here in New Zealand is pretty crap. Like if you own a CD, for instance, I don't think you're allowed to legally. I don't think you're allowed to rip it to MP3 and just listen to it that way. Officially. Yeah. Which I've always thought is a weird. Yeah, that's Amiga 600, yeah. Not in the box, probably. Probably lying loose around somewhere. I know where all my Amiga 600s are, but you know what I mean? It's not... Quite often I don't box them back up. I'm just sometimes a bit lazy. But I think the law's different in the States. I think in the States, you know, I'm referring to CDs, kind of old-fashioned, isn't it? But I mean, back in the day, you weren't allowed to copy your music CD. It was illegal to do so here in New Zealand. But in the States, I think you're allowed to copy. You were allowed to copy your CD as long as you owned the original, and that was acceptable. Oh, is it? Oh, well, that law must have changed, because I remember it used to be illegal. Yeah, totally. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm willing to put money on it that this board is going to be relegated to the parts department. Oh, okay. Yeah, but in saying that, Mev, it was blue screening before. And there's a question mark. Yeah, so the reason I'm reinstalling Windows is because I'm clutching at straws, and that maybe the install was bad or something. I don't think it's that. I'm really just doing it to eliminate that and say, well, it's not the OS. You know, it wasn't the blue screens tonight wasn't caused by a bought operating system, previous bought operating system, because that operating system had been through the ringer before I fixed this board. And yeah, so there's one more questionable trace. It's fine on the top side. It's got continuity on the top side. It looks a little bit dodgy, but if you have a close look in the photo, you can see that the via is looking a bit funny, and maybe the via isn't connecting through to the bottom side or something. I don't know. But tell you what, I'm not going to get too carried away. I'm not going to go doing via replacements or any of that sort of carry on. Yeah, it's not having... Well, I'm copying the files down to the hard drive from the media, so I'm assuming if it was going to have any trouble reading it, it would have problems reading it when it's writing the cabs to the hard drive. No, exactly. This board definitely doesn't deserve it. The reason I persevered right from word go, because I think I mentioned in the Discord post, I don't even think I'll bother. And then I thought, well, it's a learning experience, you know. It actually has taught me something in that I know I need better wire, different wire. And certified, you know, he mentioned a good way of getting wire from, it looks like inductors or something, from old boards, which I can do. And so it's kind of, and it was a little bit of practice and fine soldering, and yeah. How do you use purely solder? I've never seen that done. Yeah, but how do you stop them flowing into the adjacent? Yeah, I'd like to see that done. How do you stop it from flowing into the adjacent bloody trace, which is like 0.2 of a millimetre next to the trace you're trying to fix? Are they drag soldering it somehow? Yeah, I'd like to see that. Oh, thanks. Yeah. Are there special tools required for that, or is it just a technique? That's a new one. Yeah. Oh yeah. So the rubber rotary tool strips off the solder mask, yeah? I've never seen that before, have you? Oh jeez. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm really curious about how they bridge like a long distance with just solder. But it would be great if that worked, because man, it's a pain. Right, I think it has to go through a hardware detection process next, doesn't it? That'll be the telltale. And that write error to the hard drive's a bit of a worry too. To be honest, it really, yeah, it would definitely deserve a lot more. But the other thing is you've got to think about how much you value your time. But there's more that comes into it than just that, I think. If it's a hobby, I think spend as much time as you feel like spending on it. If you enjoy it, you do it. It doesn't really matter that much. If you, like I did, I put it down to sort of a learning experience and practice. You know, I will spend more time. I mean, if it comes to, if you're working with it and you're making money out of doing it, you just go bin, parts, straight away. You wouldn't even, like, if I was a professional board repairer, I don't know. I mean, if I knew that I was capable of fixing it, fine. But thanks for that, Mev. But if I knew, if I was professional and I knew that that job potentially could take 3 hours, and customer was like, oh, I only want to pay $100, I deal with that every day. That sort of thing. Assessing problems and reporting back to the customer with that assessment. And sometimes I leave it up to them to make the decision. I give them a price, and I might think that that's way too much, but some of the machines that I work with are like family heirlooms, and so I can price it really. Yeah, I'm just looking that up now. I price it quite high because sometimes you never know what other curly stuff you might find on the way. And then, and sometimes they come back and they say, I'll spend the $600 or $500 or something on a machine that's only worth $200. But because it belonged to grandma and, and some of these people might have used it as a child or something when grandma was around or whatever, for whatever reason. Or, they got given a machine for their 21st and I deal a bit with that. I just had a big reorganisation of my stuff. And now I can't find anything. Yes, I can. Operating systems. Windows 98. Gee, this key will be common knowledge now. Xeon. It's been disseminated through streams many times now on this particular computer. Right, this will be the telltale. Oh yeah. I do have black, I might have the old black DVD drive, I don't know, but geez, yeah, some of that stuff's getting hard to come by these days, especially the black floppies, eh? I'm just about tempted to go back to the recycle centre and grab a couple of those cases. I know they've got a reasonable price on them, but I think I was having a look at the prices of some of the new cases and that, and I reckon I can get 4 cases from the recycle centre, although albeit a couple of, those antiques are not that great. But I need something for my Core 2 Duo. They look reasonably tidy. When I go back, which will be next week, I'm going to have a close look at them if they're still there. And so I reckon I can get 4 cases for the price of a brand new case, And I think the antique would make quite a good one for the Core 2, my bad axe, the Core 2 Duo. I think they're are they scrapping cases? I think I saw them the time before I was in there. There was a shopping trolley full of power supplies. And I talked to them about it, and they said, oh, that's going to metal recycle. And they were ATX style power supplies. All sorts, weird shapes, all sorts of stuff. I mean, to the right person, they're probably screaming for some of those power supplies. And so I grabbed about 4 just general ATX ones that looked, like reasonable brands, and no idea what they're like, but it's pretty handy to have. But I think they're just scrapping cases for metal. But if the other thing is if you buy a little bit of stuff like that from them, they actually keep stocking that stuff. Like if they see that it's turning over and they're making a bit of money from it. And as far as I'm concerned, as long as everything's with the cases, I mean, if it's got slide rail type, oh yeah, so they definitely they do list stuff on Trade Me as well. Right, are we going to get a blue screen? It's probably going to be on reboot if it does, eh? Yeah, one of the guys that used to be there at the recycle centre, he would quite often put aside... No, it was on the subsequent reboot, I think. Yeah, the guy that used to be there, he would put aside stuff that would be hard to move on through Trade Me, like if the computer had a CRT or something like that with it, he would just put it aside, and sometimes I'd go in there and he'd say, oh, I've got this here if you want it, and he'd offer me, like I've got an Amiga 600 from in there with a Commodore screen, complete unit. He seemed to think he had trouble with it or something. I got it at a reasonable price, and there is an issue with that machine. There's an audio issue. I've picked up like a couple of PS1s in box, IBM PS1s. No, that was well after that. Yeah, I bought a bit of stuff from the recycle. See that calculator there on the floor, this big behemoth thing, that's it's got about 12 Nixie tubes in it. I got that from the recycle centre, and it had one dead Nixie, and well, it wasn't the Nixie, it was the driver transistor, and so I swapped 2 of the Nixies thinking it was a bad Nixie, and the problem stayed, so I knew it was in the drive. And I ordered a bloody transistor and put it in, and she's a bloody nice chunky calculator. I wish I could bring that over for the Easter meetup, but it's a bit too chunky. It would probably deal to most of the weight limit in one hit. One calculator, you reach your weight limit on the... And they'd probably throw it around like it's, Oh yeah, she's a proper calculator, that one. So I think I'll probably bring like a selection of HP calculators, possibly some of those Casios and bits and pieces. Some of those, the game ones and that are quite interesting, like the boxing calculator, and Space Invaders and 8 Attack and things like that. And some other handheld type devices, Atari Lynx, I thought would be quite cool. I must get that. I must flick you the DOS for the setup too. I've thought about that today and forgot all about it again. And I've got like a Radio Shack or Tandy little portable computer thing, little handheld thing. So it all really depends what I can get into the suitcase and under the weight limit and with the packaging and things like that, because I want to pack it pretty well, obviously. Yeah, so it's going to have to be, I mean, I've got a reasonably sturdy suitcase that I borrowed off my mum. It's not solid, it's not like an old school solid suitcase. It's got fairly sturdy sides, but the top of it, you know, would bow in if you put weight on it. So what I thought I'd do is just pack stuff inside boxes inside the suitcase.
This should be played at high volume, preferably in a residential area.
This is like deja vu 4 times over. Another OS install. So if it blue screens, I might set up for bit of flight sim or something, or Half-Life 2. Take a vote on it. Right. What do we get now? I think I did get this far last time. I had the login prompt. What's this finding? If it's finding the nick, no. Monitor, okay. Got a steady light on the nick. Yeah, PCI Ethernet controller, so it's still not finding oh, I think actually I've got a driver for that still on here. Do I? Oh no, I wiped it, didn't I? 8139A. I'll just transfer the driver onto there, but I've just about put money on it that as soon as I install the driver, it's going to blue screen. Patience required. This will be, if it's going to do it, it's going to do it here. No. If it's going to fail, it'll fail on this boot. That's the thing with this machine, it was so close to being usable that it wasn't funny until I tried to put a nick in it. I've got a network neighborhood. Oh my god. It's working. Yes, it is. This is the one that wouldn't install Windows. And so the problem initially was that the PS2 mouse would stop it from installing. Remember, right from word go, like really early on in the Windows install, you'd lose the mouse pointer and you couldn't tab through any of the dialog boxes or buttons or anything like that. You couldn't continue and then eventually I just stumbled across the fact that it was the PS2 mouse, if the PS2 mouse was connected, and actually made progress, like got Windows installed, everything. And I thought, I'm home and hosed to something. Remember, you were there. We were talking about the fuses and the PS2 port, potential, fuse issues or something like that. And so I did, yep. I think that's all it was, but I'm still, yeah, it was, to be honest, I didn't really look all that close. I just sort of, because it's sort of right beside the battery. It's not actually from the battery, it's a little bit off to the side, so there's no corrosion around the battery holder. It's off to the side, but I installed a battery and whatnot and I didn't notice it. It's quite noticeable when you take a photo close up, you really do see it. But yeah, it must have just been sort of camouflaged and with all the, anyway, yeah, I didn't notice it until I tested a couple of caps today. I pulled a couple of caps and they tested fine. Yeah, I don't know what it's from because it's in a funny place. It's probably like 1 centimetre from the battery holder. Could be. Yeah, that could well be it. So after I'd taken the caps out and measured them and they measured fine, put them back in, I thought I'll just do a close visual inspection with my magnifier on, and that's when I saw it. But I'm just not 100% convinced, to be honest, because when there's a couple of things. First of all, just that blue screening on that previous Windows install. I mean, okay, it might have been bought. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it's unreliable. But when I first tried this tonight, I had that nick. See, it's in that slot close to the VGA adapter. I had that nick in that right hand slot, or the slot closest to you, and it didn't even detect in post, like you normally can see the controllers. It didn't detect until I put it in this other slot. Yeah, it seems a bit funny. You know what I want to do now though, which will be the ultimate test, is plug the PS2 port in, PS2 mouse. Yeah. That'll be a thing. Let's see what happens there. It's like the ultimate test. Oops. The ultimate test is this. Because apparently that quad flat pack that the traces lead to is in charge of doing PS2 and I/O. I think Carsonomi said it was like super I/O or something. You have to go back and read through the comments, but and that would explain a lot, wouldn't it? like right from word go. The problem with the PS2 port, yeah, super I/O. And so that problem with the PS2 port was the smoking gun, really. What's working? Finding the floppy disk controller? Yeah, it's seems to have fixed it. I mean, I won't leave that abomination of a repair because it's, you know, I'm sort of working with what I had and I didn't have much. Like I didn't have the right wire for it for a start. That's the main thing. And then I just thought, well, yeah, I'll do that. Thanks. I thought, well, if what I've done tonight or today actually fixes this machine, well then, you know, I might do make a better attempt at repair. Right. Yeah. There's Carsey's duality and Presario. Should I send him a... Yeah, definitely need to have a look at that and see, because there'll be all sorts of things that I can improve on for sure. Yeah, looking forward to that. Duality, Presario. Yep. So the net was networking just fine. Yeah, that'll be awesome. It takes, that sort of thing takes practice, and it takes keeping your hand in and doing it a lot, or consistently doing it, because you can get a bit rusty. Okay, well, what else can I do? I could try putting a he's streaming right now, isn't he? Be funny if you could do something like that. Is it NetSend, is it? Is that the syntax? To see what is on the compact. So what's that? NetSend. NetSend -H. Cars. Is that the computer name? Or yeah. I need the -H though, do I? net forward slash net. Oh yeah, it should be able to. Yeah, maybe it was. I can hear him. Okay, what's he? Oh, he's playing Civ, is he? On the. Oh, okay. Oh, Civ 2. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, that could have been. I don't want to start something though, eh? Let's put a sound card in it. When pop up. Okay. We might have a wee play with that one day, just to say hi to him. Friendly hi. Actually, I can probably grab a bit of stuff from. Let's chuck a sound card on it. Right, yeah, it's possible. This will be interesting because I'm putting the sound card in down where I had the network card earlier and it didn't detect it. I mean, it's possible it could be a dirty slot or something like that. Who knows? Let's give this card a clean. I am still not 100% convinced about this machine, whether it's going to remain or is reliable or not. Do a bit of hacking, you reckon? Yeah, that work you do certified is it's very nice, very tidy. Yeah, see how there's no sound card picked up there and I'm in the last slot, although that could be a shared. No. See, it's not picking up that sound card. Let's see if Windows picks it up. But I suspect not. You'd expect it to find something, wouldn't you, on startup there? So I'll just try it in a different slot. Ooh, that's right over the repair. One of the wires I breezed on it. It's okay. I think it's still connected. Yeah, look, multimedia device. I wonder if it's just that slot. I mean, it's right next to the ISA slot, so it could be shared, but I've got one of these analog discoveries, certified analog discovery 2 oscilloscope. It's good, but you need to have it hooked to a PC, and it can just be... I do have a dedicated oscilloscope. I've got an old school HP, but it's not 100% reliable. I mean, you definitely know when it's not working type thing. Like, you wouldn't get any false readings from it. It just, when it heats up, it does fail to capture. But it's not digital, it's like old school analog scope. I would really like to get a standalone and digital scope one day. Let's see if this one. Okay, so I need the driver for that. Creative. It's a CT4810. Vibra 128 PCI. Yeah, so yeah, the Rygols have got a pretty good name, haven't they? Oh, okay, yeah. I think my HP analog one's like 100 meg. Oh, maybe this thing is fixed. Yeah. I should check the, if I can, when I, yeah, when I pull this apart, and I can check the, I'll check that via, there's continuity down to whatever needs to be on the, through that via, that dodgy looking via there. Oh, look at this. So this looks familiar. Yeah. There's continuity. Those three traces are fixed. There's continuity, and there's no shorts, but there's the fourth one. Yeah. And there could well be another issue with this board as well. Yeah. I think once I get the right wire and things like that, it could be worth another go. But to be honest, I'm sort of starting to lose the will to proceed with this. I mean, was that the sound card that upset it? There was that funny error message on install to say that the computer couldn't write to the hard disk. I mean, I can't imagine that the compact flash to IDE card is failing or anything like that. Yeah, it would be. Definitely. What, you mean green nail polish? Go and raid the missus's nail polish. Well, she's not into green nail polish though. Pink, yeah. At least then you can see what you've repaired. Disk activity, not much. Web update, oh god, this might not be such a good idea. Yeah, I'm grabbing one that's because there is another one there. It's got web DRV in the name. It seems like it might be web as well. But then there is one. It's Windows 2000 9X NT4, and it's 36 meg opposed to the web one's like 4 meg. So I've grabbed that. What's this going to do to me though? Curious just to see what a restart does actually. Is that going to cause issue, this thing? Is it going to blue screen? I think this is what it was doing before the repair. Get this flashing cursor for quite some time. Yeah, and then it blue screen. Just going to pull that, pull the sound card for a bit. I am starting to think about how many hours I've spent on this board. Put it down to a learning experience, eh? It's going to blue screen again, right? Oh no? Okay. I'll just get rid of that sound card installer junk. Online help. Awesome. Okay. I'll chuck the sound card back in. See what happens, eh? Anyone want to put money on another blue screen? So if the cursor flashes for longer than whatever that was before, what was it, 5 seconds? Let's see. A3D. Oh, is that might be loud, is it? I can't hear that. Oh, that's playing the Windows. Sorry, hopefully that wasn't too loud. Sound's working. Got to get myself a set of speakers set up here because the built-in speakers in the monitor no longer work. It's basically when I've got the headphone jack plugged into, it disables the speakers, and I think that switch is funny because when I unplug the headphones I still get no sound from speakers, so I think that's all that'll be. But sound's working. I mean, what do I do now? Do I just sort of maybe benchmark it, test, push it? I don't know. Let's see. Should copy across that benchmarking software, shouldn't I? Have it handy here. Is this quite kind of a... Oh, remember I actually did run games on this too. So prefix, I ran Duke Nukem and bloody Hexen or Heretic or something, and it ran fine until I put the nick in. That's when I started having those issues. So I'm not quite sure I should put the FTP software on this too. Was it Leech FTP? Don't think. That seemed too quick, didn't it? How big is that? Oh, it's only... What? should have a look at Tiberian some stage. Ooh. Ooh. Should check the voodoo on it, shouldn't I? Uh, 233. P2 233. I mean, it's running, isn't it? It still makes me a little bit nervous, those couple of blue screens. Yeah, yeah. I could chuck the Celeron 533 in it, couldn't I? Yeah, it is, yeah. That's sitting in a computer right underneath this, and it's going to be a pain, but that's what I've got in Fatman. Is the 533. I mean, it's going to push the system, isn't it? I'm just not 100% convinced about this one yet. I think I really want to sort of put it through its paces. That's not really doing it. I mean, say the other day it was running Duke 3D and whatnot, absolutely fine. It's just these PCI cards, adding the PCI cards seem to be what upset it. And I'm just a little bit nervous about it still. I wouldn't say nervous. That's overstating it a little bit, but you know, I suspect that I'm not out of the woods with this one. I mean, let's see what happens if I do a restart here. It just seemed to be sometimes at blue screens on startup still. But then again, I was dicking around with hardware and drivers and things like that. You know, put that sound card driver on it. That's a web updater one. Didn't like that very much. It seems happy enough, doesn't it? Oh, I can drag some games down from old Carsey, can't I? He's got all sorts, hasn't he? Percent. Will take a while to copy, I'm sure. I need to catch up, see whether he got his FTP up and running with his Windows home server. That's interesting. I might actually look into that Windows home server. the problem is that out of the 4 PCI slots, one of them obviously doesn't like being used. It's the one closest to the ISA slot. And I've got 3 cards in there already, so if I want to put a voodoo or something in this machine, that's not going to happen. I do have something that would make it go well. I haven't actually tried it yet. Evil C bought one of these as well. It's an AliExpress special. I don't even know whether it would run in this machine. To be honest, I have no idea. It's the first time I've opened it. It is a NVIDIA GeForce. FX 5500. It's not PCI, but is that some sort of weird PCI connector, right? It's got like this piece out the front. It's got this extra bit here. I mean, shall I shove that in it and just crank it? I mean, what can we do? Oh, we could put the 533 in. I'll leave that for another stream because I need to extract it out of the bottom of this machine here. But I reckon I should chuck that in today. And so I really need something that'll, I mean, what's going to really make it work. I just want to grab these two in the meantime. I'm just going to have a quick break. Back in a second, guys.
Now, with over 200 games, there's only time for the important things in life.
Microsoft, ready to play. From the co-designer of the hit title Civilization comes Age of Empires. From the Stone Age to the Iron Age, experience 10,000 years of amazing discoveries as you build your tribe into a great civilization. Will you explore new lands, amass great riches, or conquer all in your path? You choose your favorite form of world domination. Age of Empires.
Are you keeping up with the Commodore? 'Cause the Commodore is keeping up with you.
The world's #1 selling home computer is now in a family pack, the Commodore 64, plus data cassette and joystick, 4 software programs including Introduction to Basic, a teach-yourself program for the whole family. The Commodore 64 Family Pack, a value of $700 for just $499.
Are you keeping up with the Commodore? 'Cause the Commodore is keeping up with you.
Right, pay attention, Bond. This is the Sinclair ZX Spectrum Plus 2. It's a fully operational computer with 128K memory, but it comes with 3 James Bond games and a light gun that fires armor-piercing shells. Now that's your assignment. No, don't sit in that chair. Sorry, Bond. Haven't perfected that yet. The Sinclair ZX Spectrum Plus 2.
Aren't you astronauts?
Yes, ma'am. We like to compare notes with Stevie on the new space station.
Hi, we're the Pointer Sisters. We need Stevie's help with our new album.
The Amiga computer.
Right, drivers for FX 5500, 256 meg. It's a bit of overkill there, but Let's see what happens. Oh, okay, thanks for that. Yep. Right, yeah. Didn't even think about that actually, it's a good point. NVIDIA Windows 9X drivers. From Phil's Computer Lab. I'm not even sure I'll find one. I might even have that already, do I? Let's have a look. .98 forswear. 81.98. .91. .4523. That sounds... .45.23. Sounds close, doesn't it? First of all, let's just see if it actually... see if it actually works. Brand new. Absolute brand spanking. I bought it off AliExpress. Yeah, it looks bloody new. Looks like absolutely pristine. No signal, but there are two VGA ports in this adapter. No. She's a no-go. Yeah, I have to hold the power switch in. Oh yeah, the Shenzhen market, eh? Yeah, it would be an amazing place to see. Oh, that was worth a try. I must try that in another machine. I don't even know if it goes, but it looks absolutely brand spanking. It is actually an AGP board, this one, but I'm not sure I've got an AGP card handy. Well, I do, actually. I've got this AGP card that I bought off Mr. C. Problem is the fan was buggered, so it's got this here which needs. Oh, so yeah, you can't have. Oh, actually, there is room. Yeah, there is room. Actually, that's a good option, isn't it? Have an AGP card and it frees another PCI slot up. I just need to try and get these ties to hold this fan on. It's a temporary solution at this stage. The plan is to grab a heatsink and fan off another dead or dying card, which I think I've got lying around. Yes, it's working. But in saying that, when I went to install, so if I put any card, see that PCI slot that's closest to us, if I put any card in that, e.g. I tried the network card, it doesn't detect it. Yeah, your Boris inspired cooling system. So I'm just trying to hook it on hook it on there now, and so in post it doesn't even detect the card, and so I tried the same with the audio card and it didn't detect either. So anything in that slot is a no-go. Right, that's on. Let's hope it stays on. Oh yeah. Well, I'm just hoping that it's not sort of related to this repair that I've had to do. But the machine's blue screened a couple of times, so I'm not convinced that I'm completely out of the woods. What driver do I need for this? Right. I think I need to potentially boot this with the PCI card in it and tell it to just start up via the AGP slot, but I don't actually know whether it's got that option. Let's have a look. Either that or I've breathed on my repair job and it's come to grief. Yeah, I'm wondering. See, I don't recall seeing an option for it. That's the other thing on this particular board. I'm pretty sure it's got the latest BIOS on it. Thank you for the raid too, Kasanomi. I'm assuming that most people know who I am. Generally, I would say. Yeah, you would think, wouldn't you? Eh? But I can't see anywhere in there where it, unless I'm missing it. I was just saying, most people that have raided across from Kasanomi's channel would surely know who I am. Now, can you see AGP anywhere? I haven't seen it in this. AGP aperture size. I certainly could speed things up with this as well, couldn't I? No, but should I video RAM cacheable? Should I enable that? Oh, you can actually push it to 83 megahertz. You see that? 75. Should I try overclocking it? Try 68, you reckon? I better not dick around with that until I make sure this thing's going to boot that AGP card. Yeah. PCI Auto. Oh yeah, I changed that, didn't I? Still can't see anywhere where it's going to, you know, force AGP. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get that AGP card to play ball. I've got another. I think there was an AGP card that actually came out of this machine. I'm not 100% sure about that though. Yep, it's posting now. Hey, Matt. I had to do a hardware repair on this board. It had a little bit of corrosion and 3 of the traces, the little fine copper traces, had been eaten through. And so I just jumpered them, soldered onto them and jumpered them just to see whether this machine's going to play ball, but it was flaky. That's why I looked at it closely and thought it needs, I found it today and found that it needed a bit of work, so I did that. And it seems to be reasonably stable. This is the one, I'm not sure if you watched the other day when I was trying to get Windows, well, Windows would install, but as soon as I put a PCI network card or any other PCI device in the machine, it would blue screen. So I'm just sort of trying to put it through its paces today because I'm not 100% convinced that it's fixed. Yeah, lots of times. Reinstalled Windows about 5 times. I've installed Windows again on it today. Yeah. I've tried, like, there's been a mission, I tell you. Tried 2 power supplies, 2 CPUs, 2 different bits of RAM, 2 hard drives. Yeah, so this could just be the doesn't like the graphics card. Although I've seen this before with this board. It's like kernel panic. The Eagle operation. It could just be that graphics card. It doesn't like. Yeah, the IT crowd's classic, eh? I'm just going to throw the old S3 back in there. That's the card I bought with Evil C. It's not AGP, but that's going to be probably better for a different machine anyway. So it's really just sort of trying something in here to maybe try and stress this thing a bit. Yeah. Oh, it's amazing how many times it works. Say, turn it off, turn it on. Christchurch, Matt's in Christchurch. Registry checker. I haven't seen this before. Uh-oh. Yeah, the answer for that is you just tell your mates or people that you come across that you fix toasters or something. Problem is then they'd probably ask you to fix their toaster. I don't like the look of this. Oh, it's hard drive activity. Doing something. Hasn't blue screen yet. Oh, there we go. Install Linux on the toaster. Yeah. let it do its safe mode thing. I was sort of wondering if it might have been that graphics card upsetting it though. Don't know. I probably should just let it settle, you know, like rather than go pulling cards in and out of it and, you know. Yeah. Yeah. If that's the case, I'm just gonna flag it at that. Yeah, I can't. It's not worth it for me to do that. I've already put, like, if you take all the time, you know, that I've spent sort of installing operating systems and figuring out what was wrong with that PS2 mouse, and then the PCI issue and the bad traces and all that, it's probably like 2 days worth of labour on this crappy old Pentium 2 board. It's kind of like, no, we gotta draw the line. Just assign it to the parts bin. I mean, what's this finding? Motherboard resources. Yeah, true. I will do that. Seems funny that, yeah, that it keeps finding the floppy controller and things like that, doesn't it? And it's found the mouse port again. But yeah, I'll probably just do the trace repair. See, the thing is though, is that I think my repair that I've done on those 3 traces that were broken, is a valid repair. So I think there's something else going on. And I don't know if I want to put time into working it out. But yeah, it would be good to do the practice the trace repair on this board, and who knows, I mean, it might bring it right, I don't know, but I wouldn't mind betting that it wouldn't make any difference. But that 4th trace potentially could be worth looking at as well. But yeah, I don't know, I'm sort of starting to get a bit over it. Got other things that I can do. But yeah, probably I'll have a look at those videos and see if it's something that, you know, is within my reach as far as the tools and things like that goes for repairing those traces. But you know, see, everything seems happy as Larry now. You know, would you potentially you could expect a system like this to do some weird stuff if you're pulling stuff in and out of it all the time? I don't know, kind of clutching at straws really, aren't I? But yeah. have no idea if those resources are... Oh yeah, it's working. Oh, I don't have strafe set up. Oh, it feels weird. Backed myself into a corner there. Oh, damn it. Oh, stuck on the tree. Oh, crap. Oh crap. Is this the only weapon I get? Surely you'll find something else. Just wondering if I missed something up here. Charming. Oh. Oops. That's what they do. Okay. Damn it. I really wish I had a ranged weapon. Strafe would be handy, actually. Yeah, I think I need to set strafe. Anyway. I mean, in that respect, the computer seems to be quite stable, doesn't it? Strafe on is Alt. Right, strafe left. Inventory, use, speed. up for looking, insert home, flying. Still hard. Righto guys, I'm going to leave it there. Right across to Condor Inn. Thank you very much for hanging out. Thanks for keeping me company, and yeah, we'll see how with this Pentium 2 goes. I'll think about some other things I can do with it to make it earn its keep. So yeah, maybe tomorrow night. More than likely the weekend will catch up anyway. Okay Matt, thanks for watching.